Okay, this will be the first introductory video on the Help Center and why we make it and what it can replace. So in Intercom, there is this thing called add-ons, Proactive Support Plus, which is $100 a month or $99 a month, and that is pretty steep. Wouldn't you agree? So what it comes with is you get posts, checklists, product tours, surveys, series. So there is a way to use Help Center, which is included with your $29 a month essential seat. There's a way to use Help Center to mirror and mimic checklists quite easily. I mean, obviously you can't do product tours, surveys, and posts, but you can copy this pretty easily and not pay $100 a month. But when you do get a significant amount of sub accounts and clients, it is not a bad idea to go with Proactive Support Plus. The checklist feature is pretty nifty. There's a lot of custom rules that can go with it for onboarding people and guiding them through a flow. Whereas with the Help Center, our little workaround we're going to do, there's nothing constantly reminding the client that, hey, you haven't completed this task. Hey, you need to do this. A message is not going to fly up saying, hey, you haven't done this. Let's do this now. Here's this product tour. This is how you use this. It's going to be more of like you're going to build the Help Center and organize it in such a way that you'll have your onboarding, your essential onboarding, getting a phone number, getting an email, getting a form into a website, or making a new website with a form. If they have to switch their domains, that's pretty much it. Phones, email, well, ATP obviously, and forms. That's probably the bare essentials that you need, which can be an onboarding collection. Where was I? And then you'll have other collections of, reputation, memberships. I mean, whatever features of Go High Level you're using. Obviously, there's so many features it doesn't even. There might be stuff you don't even include in the Help Center because A, it's either obvious how to use, or B, it's really not relevant to your client at all, and they'll probably never use it anyway. Okay, with that being said, well, let me go through what checklist is real quick before we get into the Help Center stuff. I have it. So yeah, you see how this message flies up right here? And that opens up tasks is part of the Proactive Support Plan plus plan. So tasks would be this is your checklist, and this is just a fake onboarding thing I just made for demonstration purposes. So you can embed videos, you can embed buttons. The user can click completed, and that way they know, where they are, won't get bugged about that step again, and so on. Inside Intercom, this is the outbound, what we were talking about earlier. The Practice Support Plus it's kind of like another word for outbound, the outbound tab in Intercom. So you can, what I didn't cover with that is, well, I kind of covered it, but let's see. Let's add a step. We'll call this reputation management. So you would put in your description of what this is all going to be about. But now you can embed videos, video clips, images, but also you can add steps to it. Go to a page URL, let's say the reputation tab, or launch a product tour, or open an article in your Help Center. And you can also put the estimated time it takes to complete. So the product tour, this is kind of turning into a task checklist video. So I'm going to stop right there. But product tour is pretty cool. It's like the thing where what happens is once you set up this product tour, Intercom's going to open up the GHL app inside of a new window, and you're just going to click on stuff in the window in your GHL count and add like a little modal will show up, and then you can record videos and put it into that step, or you can record text or write text or describe it. But it's pretty cool. I've tried it out. It's once you get a lot of clients, you're going to want to go that way for sure. But for now, we could do the help center and get around that. So with that being said, let's let's get into the help center. So I'm going to switch my intercom integration here to, oh, whoops, over here, sub accounts, to a intercom account where I was messing around with the help center. Okay, I already got in there. So let's go sign into my, here's the help center. I'm gonna delete all this. This was just me experimenting with how many levels deep we can go with collections before we get to an article. We're gonna delete all this and start from scratch. Yeah, that's it. Let me sign. I'm gonna pause this and sign in real quick, and then get back to it. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is make the help center show up here in the bottom right, and there's a couple steps to make that happen. So first, let's go back to intercom. We are going to go over to settings down here at bottom left. You're going to go over to help center, Acme Help Center. That's the help center they made for us. You'll click setup help center. We're going to start from scratch here. We're not going to make any collections because we're going to go over how many collections deep your structure can be, because a collection can have a collection, but there is a max out point where a collection can't have a collection, and all that's inside collections is articles. That's it. And we'll create articles for those collections. Icon, I'm sure you can upload. Yeah, you can upload your own or just pick one. We'll just pick this information one for now. We'll call this onboarding. Description, we'll say that's a pretty good example there in the text box there. Initial, we'll say essential steps to get up and running. We'll say, yeah, this doesn't really matter anyway. You can edit all this later. You can change it. This is just for showing you how to get it started. Create. Okay, so with Help Center, it's going to show up in the messenger over here once we set it live. And also you will actually get your own page as well. It says it's not live right now. Now is live. Preview. So this will be your help center. And see this URL right here? That's actually customizable, but we'll do that in a different video. That's in configure and style. Back over here, you can go to domains, and then so you could take your SaaS domain name and say support dot whatever, so you can make your own hosted page. But I mean, it's really not even necessary because we're going to put it here. It's just an extra step thing. All right, let's see. Let's get rid of this. Well, we'll keep it there. So let's get our first article. Well, actually, let's get it to show up in the messenger first. That's what we want to see first. And I have a feeling they're going to say, hey, you need an article before it'll show up in the messenger, but let's try to do that first. We'll go to messenger, go to spaces, we're on web here, spaces, ads, we're going to click users because we're dealing with users here. Add spaces, help. See, no, looks like they want create and publish some articles first. I had a feeling. Let's go to articles. Okay, before we get too far, yeah, all right, this is exactly what I was about to explain. So the way Intercom works as far as the knowledge base is there's sources and there's content. You're gonna put all of your Help Center articles into the content folder, and then you can make your own folders to organize all your content how you want. You can go crazy at the folders, and then you will share those articles you put in the content here, this content tab, as denoted by this right here. You will share those to the Help Center. This is basically how that'll work. And in the Help Center, you're going to have collections, which are basically folders. But for whatever reason, well, the reason is this knowledge tab here is all about Fin AI, but we haven't got there that far yet. So we're just still talking about the Help Center. But Fin AI will obviously read off of the Help Center and all the content you give it. So there's not just Help Center stuff. Fin AI gets all sorts of sources. So if you go over here to the Sources tab, which is different than the Content tab, you can see they break it down to tabs. So you have the AI agent, Copilot, which is Fin AI, but for you in the inbox, if you enable it to write answers quicker or to help out. Let's say you hired someone for support and they didn't know a specific answer, they could use Copilot to find the answer quicker. And Help Center. So you see how Help Center is just articles. That's all that's in here. Copilot and AI agent will look basically the same. I guess we can go through the types of content real quick. So Fin AI, I don't want to turn this into a Fin AI video because there would be a separate tab for this and a separate video. It's a whole, probably the largest subject of all these videos to explain thoroughly and do it properly. But so you have public articles. This can be all the stuff that's in your content tab here. It'll have access to. If you had a Zendesk, which Intercom's a direct competitor to Zendesk, so you're probably switching websites. So let's say you were selling Go High Level, you have it white labeled, but you didn't care that the client knew that this was Go High Level, because what are they paying for? They're paying for your service. You are the separator, because I don't know if you've ever used Go High Level support. It's, that could be a sometimes, to be fair, you get answers sometimes quick, but it could be a couple days to months. Well, okay, that's not fair, not months, but weeks for an answer, depending on the thing, and depending if they have to go back and forth with developers and product managers and all that stuff, because some of your questions are, they can be pretty out there. But what was I saying? Websites. So you could literally put in help.gohighlevel.com in here if your clients know that you're selling Go High Level, and you're that's a thing. Like with mine, they know I'm selling Go High Level, or rather, I'm licensing it. I don't care if they know. Actually, it solved a lot of problems for you when they do know, because now you don't have to stretch words anymore or any of that kind of stuff. If you've sold some sub accounts by now, I'm sure you've been in similar situations. So for me, I have no issues with just plugging in help.gohighlevel.com in here to let Fin AI learn off of and use to provide answers and even links for my clients. Snippets would be like, let's say there's a bug in Go High Level and it's about to be fixed probably within the week. Snippets would be like a short little snippet to Fin AI saying, hey, this is the bug, explain it, what's going on, when it'll be fixed, and then they can use it, and you can just delete the snippet after it's gone. So it's like a short-term article that the client, your sub-account client, can't see. It's not in the Help Center. That's what a snippet is. Documents, I've never really used it, but I'm assuming if you have PDFs, whatever, explaining procedures or what have you, it can learn from it. Custom answers would be if there's a very specific, if there are very specific questions that come up over and over and over, and you don't want you don't want to allow FinAI any ambiguity in answering that question by what it has learned from conversations with clients, or I was just about to get content from conversations. That was the next one. Conversations with clients, your help center snippets. This is custom answers is more about like if they ask this FinAI, you need to answer this, and there's no, I guess, where's the ambiguity? You know, you have to say this if this question is asked. That's what custom answers is all about. And then content for conversations, still in beta right now, but the more conversations you have with your sub account users and support, the better. Once you eventually do turn on FinAI, if you do, I know the dollar per resolution is that's the pricing on it. Some people think that it is high, and I don't know, that's a whole debate, because I mean, if it's really good and it's getting rid of, if it's saving you a lot of time, I mean, at some point it's worth it, even if it's a dollar resolution. I see a world where that is worth it. Would you? I mean, if it's good answers. I mean, you don't want to be charged $1 for nonsense. Anyway, that's a whole other video. We'll get to that. So that's sources, which is different than Help Center and the content tab. So the content, you can have any kind of content in here. You can, so for the sake of this, let's make a folder. We'll call it onboarding, and we'll keep all of our onboarding articles for the collection in the Help Center, which is different. They once I click this, we're going to go into settings to the Help Center. Okay, so you got your onboarding folder here, and this is a top level folder, which that's interesting. Oh, I put it into your first folder. No wonder it wasn't showing up. So if I drag it, can you drag it? Cool. I didn't know you could drag it. So you can drag them. That's cool. That must have been pain to code, though. That's Intercom, man. They think of a lot of stuff. So onboarding. So we can add article. Well, let's wait to add our article. Let's make them force us to add article for the Help Center to show up. Because right now it's not showing up, and I believe we have to, yeah, we went over here, we have to add an article, right. I forgot all about where I was. So we'll just add an article real quick. And so there's some more cool stuff. I don't know why they locked down Notion, Guru, and Confluence to internal articles. It'd be really nice if it was just, you could make them public. That's cool. From Freshdesk. If Go HighLevel will give us the API key to their Freshdesk, that only had permissions to read from the Help Center, we could import all the articles on demand. But I don't think that's going to happen. Although maybe one of you guys would put in ideas.gohighlevel, and that'd be pretty cool, All right, so let's make a public article. We'll call it first article. We'll just call it, this is the, and so there is, I know we're making the Help Center right now, but there is, you want to structure your content in an AI friendly way, I guess. You don't want to use language that a human will assume what you mean. You want to be verbose. You want to tell it. Like, you don't want to leave anything to chance when you're dealing with AI support. So, like, if you have a reason for doing something, let's say in this article, you need to do it this way. You should be verbose about it. You need to do it this way because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that, and therefore this. That's the best way for FinAI to be the most effective. But we're not that far yet. We're just trying to do the Help Center here. And I'm trying to keep it into the Help Center, but it's so intertwined it just keeps coming up. First article. Or we'll say this is the title. It's because it says describe your article to help get it found. Well, FinII is going to be looking at that. Plus the search and the Help Center is going to be looking at that too. So we'll call this apples and oranges. And then your gibberish. And notice you can put all sorts of stuff in here. So you have images, embed videos, and it's not just YouTube. So it says Vimeo, Wistia, Loom, JD, but basically it doesn't explicitly list Descript, for example, but I host or embed Descript in these just fine. So I'm suspecting it's almost anything, but they just haven't updated it for whatever reason. Descript works just fine. All right, I had to stop recording yesterday and do some stuff, but here I'm back. Let's see, we left off going over the elements you can embed into these articles. I covered videos, insert table, insert dividers. Buttons is cool because you can have links to them and stuff coming off of them. Callouts, that's just a box. Code blocks, bolted lists, numbered lists, collapsible sections, and inserting files. Let's see. How do I get past this thing? Oh, sorry, bear with me. There we go. Let's see if we can delete this button because you can't publish it if you don't have. I'll just put gibberish in here. How about that? Okay, so that's all the things. What we want to do is get. I clicked publish there. We want the Help Center to pop up here. So let's go back. I thought I could press publish. Make one of your buttons cannot be blank. I thought I put one in. There we go. Publish. Come back over here. We'll refresh. If the Help Center doesn't populate, we'll have to go into the messenger settings. Not sure if I turned them on already yet. Yep, so we'll go back over to settings, messenger, or channels, messenger, spaces, and when we click users first, spaces, we're going to add help. I think that'll do it. Let's save and refresh. Let's check it out. Yeah, and so we have our Help Center. This is just, so here's your article right here, because we only have a collection and one article in it, but you can have as many collections as you want, and collections can have collections in them. So let's demonstrate that real quick. I think you can go like 3 collections deep, maybe it was 2. Well, regardless, we'll test and figure that out. So we're going to go to Help Center right here, or another way is if you're in Knowledge, it'll be right here. They go to the same spot. So in here, let's put a new collection. We'll call this collection 2. Description. Let's add another collection into collection 2. We'll call this collection 3. Description. And I believe that's as far as collection needs at least one published article to be visible in the Help Center. So these won't even be visible. We come back, refresh, until they have an article. And I believe it's just the innermost collection. Well, we'll test that too. So, yep, same thing. All right, let's add. So yeah, so you can go 1 collection, 2, 3 deep. I can't add any more collections here. Let's take this. I wonder if I can drag it. Oh, perfect. I just dragged it into collection 2. Let's refresh. take a look. So we have this is the outermost collection, onboarding, or the topmost. Then that has an article and a collection. Collection 2 has an article, and we don't see collection 3 because collection 3 doesn't have an article, so therefore it's not going to be publishable or show up. So now let's drag this into collection 3. Come back, refresh. So we see collection 2. In collection 2, we see collection 3, and collection 3 has an article. And so that's the nesting functionality of it. Let's actually take that article and let's see. Yeah, all right, perfect. It does open up to a link. That's good. It opens up in a new tab, so you could, I wonder if you can, do they allow custom values in text? I don't think they do. It would have been nice if they had allowed custom values right inside of here, you know, like go high level. That way you could have added links. So I'm assuming they did that on purpose because in checklists you can do that, but in the article section you cannot, or sorry, the help center you cannot. So they got a little gatekeeping on that, it appears, to try to get you to upgrade. I'm assuming. Or they didn't think about it at all. Who knows? So that's articles. What I suggest is having that onboarding collection and just start there. The first thing you need to do is make a great onboarding experience. Be as thorough as possible about your bare essentials. Be as thorough as possible as about your bare essentials. So whatever you're including with your Go High Level package, probably email, phone, and a form to put in a website if they're not going to change their website. After that, you can incrementally just keep on adding to your knowledge base. But that's all you really need to start. Those are the core things. And I'd put a collection on automations too, because you want them to get familiar with automations and building it themselves, because it's that way. Once they have automations down, they don't really. Most of Go High Level is made in a way that it doesn't require too much studying to figure out. And as far as how you structure your collections, I recommend exactly how Go High Level did it. So if you go to help.gohighlevel.com, you click knowledge base, or you can go from here, but click knowledge base. And so this would be a collection. You have your collection. You know, see I'm saying you have your outer collection, you got your inner collections. And all you really need to cover, in my opinion, is phone, email, maybe get a form in there from websites. Everything else, and sites, and how to publish sites. You probably want some domain stuff, like domain names, buying a domain. But, well, I mean, you definitely want to add most of this in some way. I mean, you don't have to be as thorough as this. It could be simple as, hey, this is the reputation management tab, and record a video. You could just record a video of yourself going through it, and that way you don't have to write quite so many articles. But if you're not hiding the fact that you're selling Go High Level, and you turn on Fin, and you supply Fin, you go to sources, and you supply Fin, this website's help.gohighlevel.com, Fin's going to actually sync this website once every week. And it'll actually, if they ask a question and Fin finds the answer in the help docs, it'll literally give them the link and show them. But of course, that's all up to you and how you're selling Go High Level. So, with that being said, I think we've covered just about everything in help center. Besides making the custom domain there, but I mean, I don't think that's necessary. Honestly, you don't even want them leaving your app because they have the article right here. What else? We went through everything you can add in here. Yep, all this stuff. Video being probably one of the most important ones. Yep. I think that does it for the quick start, or rather the help center quick start video. That's all I got. So for the next video, I think I will attack. Let me go to my app here. Oh, right, yeah, we gotta do FinAI agent and white label. I'll probably do white label next. That'll be a very short video. No, it won't. Well, how to use the white label system in my app will be a short video, but as far as the custom emails and brands and all of that stuff, that'll take some doing and time. Yeah, that's all I got for this one. See you later.